What's up, fellas? It's your boy Schema, back with another episode for the Dynasty. We're here to talk about the over and under for the Dynasty. We're here to talk about what games can go under and what games can go over. We do have a couple of new owners in the league. Got Maurice taking over the Bills, and we also have Dub taking over the Ravens. Wish them the best of luck. We're not going to take long to get into the show, but I couldn't do it alone. We got Bino of the Patriots on the show. What's going on, Bino?
Not much, man. Another season close to the high stakes. Hope y'all boys are getting ready, man.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there scheming, but we're not gonna take long to get to the show. All right. First up, we got the Jets and the Browns. Right now, the Jets are 13th in total offense. Actually offensive yards, and then we got the Browns that are 5th. Okay, Bino, you see this game going over or under?
Man, I see this game going over 56. And it's funny that you started with this game because here's a fun fact, right? Both teams are averaging 45 or more points, right? So you can go ahead and lock me in on a parlay for this one. I see this one being over. I think the Jets is going to pull it out simply because of pedigree in his division versus the pedigree that's in the AFC North. But when you look at the weaknesses, I see that the Jets is allowing teams to kind of pass all day. I think they average maybe 250, 270 yards allowed in the past game. Whereas the Browns is actually showing, they're showing holes in that defense, man. So I think it's going to be a toss-up matchup, but I think the Jets going to pull it out. I got this game going over for sure.
Oh, yeah. Definite over. It's rent money over right here. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. It's one of my candidates to lock in, too. So, yeah, I'm going with the over as well. I think it'll be a close game, but seems like to me that it seems like it might be fading toward the Browns. So you want to pick a winner from the show? I like the Browns. Okay. Oh yeah. Going over to the next game, you got the Bears versus the Titans. The Bears surprisingly is 9th in total offensive yards, and the Titans are 19th. All right. How you see this game taken out?
I know this is your game, but I got to go over 56. I think the winner's going to be a toss-up. Both teams are allowing a lot of points, about 30 plus. But I do see the Bears have a very stout run defense. Like, they're really not allowing much at all. So I don't really know who's going to win this game. I just do think it's going to be over 56. You just put up 38 on your last opponent. I think the Bears might have a chip on their shoulder being in that NFC North. So we'll see who's going to win, but I got this game being over 56 for sure.
All right. I like it under. I think I'm going to stop stalling the game. I think you're going to run right into a wall. But, It should be a very exciting game. It's going to be very exciting. But I like it under. Because, you know what? I'm going to take what he gives me. I'm not going to try to rush it. Now, if he jump out on me, then, yeah, you got to over. Because if he jumps out on me, then I'm just going to have to go away from being a conservative to being aggressive. So definitely, I want to set the tone, for this to be an under-type game. All right, moving on to the next. You got the Jaguars versus the Ravens. The Ravens, however, is 26 in total offensive yards from line of scrimmage. And you got the Jaguars, who are 7th. Another shocker. This is a defensive-minded guy, and he's 7th in offensive total yards from the line of scrimmage. All right, what's your take on this game, Vino?
Oh, I got this one being under. Typically, if it was the Ravens, y'all already know the entirety of the last season show. I went with the Ravens on the over. On this one, I'm going to have to go under 56. I do have the Jags coming out with a W on this one because I think this game is going to come down to stick skills. I think under has like a gameplay that's pretty flexible, but it's still within his strengths. Whereas the Ravens, they're still getting used to their team and finding out what works. I do look for them to make some noise and keep this game close. But I got under winning simply because I think he'll make less mistakes and allow his defense to score a little bit more. So I got this game going under 56 with the Jags taking this one.
Okay, I like the under as well. I think that the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to send the Ravens a wake-up call saying, hey, you got a great team. You're going to have to play better. If they're not going to play for you, you got to out-scheme me. But I think in this game here, the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to out-scheme the Baltimore Ravens. So I like under to win as well, and the game to go under. Okay, moving on to the next game. You got sweeps with the Denver Broncos versus National Nose Falcons. Right now, in terms of total offensive yards, the Broncos are number 2. and you got the Falcons ranked number 28th. What's your take on this game? Going over or under?
This one's going to be over 56. I think it's a game that the Falcons can win. I think the Falcons' strengths, though, on defense, I think it favors the Broncos simply because they're stout in the run defense, and the Broncos, we all know, is a very heavy pass user. So with smart play and no turnovers, I do think the Falcons can win, but I don't think it's going to be this week. I got the Broncos taking the win. I got this game being over 56.
Yeah, I got it up going over too, but not because of Sweet's offense, because of the defense. He has the ability to pick off people, and I see about maybe 6 or 7 picks in this game. It's possible, and that's going to lead to a lot of touchdowns. Good field position for Sweet to score easily. So I like it over as well. This could be your blowout of week, 5. Just see what happens. Maybe Newt might show up, maybe not. But I got the Broncos in an easy win. All right, moving on to the next. We got the Eagles versus the Lions. The Eagles, surprisingly, are only 23rd in total offense, in terms of yards from the line of scrimmage. You got the Lions, who are 31st. And he has to improve quickly before high stakes. It's only 2 seasons away. How you see this game playing out?
See, those 2 stats that you just mentioned is why I got this game going under 56. I think it's still a struggle on offense for both teams, but I do think this game will be a bounce back game for the Eagles. When you look at, teams comparatively, statistically, the Eagles are winning in each category outside of offensive efficiency in the red zone, and that's only by 2.5 percentage points, right? So when they get inside the 20, both of them going to score pretty much. I think the Lions look to make some noise in this opportunity division. I just don't think it'll be this week either. I think the Eagles got a chip on their shoulder. I got them coming out with the W, and this game's definitely going to be under 56. Very defensive matchup, I think.
Well, you know what? I'm going to go on the over. Tell you why. I know it's a bit shocker.
It is.
But I'm going with the over. And I tell you why. 70 points is coming your way. You're going to put up 70 on the Lions. Hey, you got that 98 speed receiver off the board. He going to light them up. That's 400 yards to one player. Yeah, I'm going with the over, and it's all on KP. KP don't want me to win. You ain't got to go over. Just keep it under for Bino. So it's all good. It's all good. All right, moving on to the next. You got the high-powered Cowboys. He's 6th in total offense. And the Vikings, surprisingly again, a defensive-minded guy in the top 10. Gav is 10th in total offense. Okay, what's your take on this game?
Ooh, I think this one's going to be over 56, man. And, for real, I mean, I think the Cowboys offense is still efficient, as it always has been. Even though he got a new playbook and got a different look to his team, he's still going to be able to put points up on the offensive end. But on the contrary, the Vikings are still playing defense, and their offense is drastically improved from last year, man. I see this game as a shootout. I think it's going to be electrifying, and I think this could be a potential playoff matchup in the NFC. I do have the Vikings coming out with the W, barely. It's going to be a tight one, but I think the Vikings are going to play good defense to kind of push them over. I got this game being over 56 in a shootout.
I'm about to agree with that. Again, another guy, in Dallas, known as Xpert, has a knack for getting pick sixes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Putting his offense in good positions. Kind of like the Denver Bronco game was squeezed. So I like the over. I think the Cowboys will keep the ball a lot longer than people think. Can he keep, Gal from scoring? Probably so. I'm looking at maybe like a 42, maybe 17 game managed, controlled by the Cowboys. But we'll see what Gal shows up, what Xpert shows up. Xpert could very easily lose, but I still see the Cowboys controlling the pace of the game. I really do. I think it's going to be like, up-tempo style. And he's going to jump out, and then Gal going to have to crawl his way back into this game and try to win it. All right, moving on to the next. We got the Bengals and the Steelers. The Steelers are 20th in total offense, and the Bengals are 11th in total offense from the line of scrimmage. Okay, Bino, what's your take on this game?
Yeah, I got this game being over 56 with the Bengals taking the W. No disrespect to the Steelers user. We just played, in fact, and his offense will score. Like, this will be a competitive game, right? It's also a divisional game, so it will be competitive. I just got the Bengals taking the W simply because I think Taz is going to wait for opportunities on offense, right? He's only giving up on average maybe 1 or 2 turnovers a game, which is excellent, especially against a Steelers user. So I got this one as a W for the Bengals. This game's going to be over 56, possibly a shootout, but I got Taz covering a lot of points in this one.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm taking the under in this one.
Oof.
I'm going to ride Taz defense in this one. Steelers have been improving on offense. You know, a lot of games you've seen, he has been getting into the 20-point, range or whatever. And I think Taz going to hold him up on the 20. I really do. I don't think he's going to get 20 points. I'm going to ride Taz defense. Like you said, he might, more likely, he's not going to turn the ball over and give the Steelers easy pick sixes or whatever. And I really think he's going to keep the Steelers out of the end zone for most part of the game. We'll see, though. We'll see how this goes. Taz defense has played a little bit better against, some big-time hitters in this league. So I won't bet on it, but I like the under. Moving on to the next, you got the Colts and the Texans. Surprisingly, again, guy moving the ball well. He's number 1 in total yards from the line of scrimmage. Again, Texans are number 1 in total yards from the line of scrimmage. He's up against, at this time, the Colts, who are actually 14th.
Right.
14th right now in total offense. So, how you see this game playing out?
I got this one going under 56, man. I understand both teams are good offensively. I think that the Colts have a stingy defense. I think they're very hungry. I think they're underrated, frankly. This is also a divisional game where statistically, right, they're very evenly matched. But like you mentioned, the Texans have the ability to score. They're going to move the ball. It's still very early in the season, but I do think this game could impact the playoffs for this division. I do have the Colts taking the W for that defensive strength that I mentioned. I think the Colts knows the Texans, right? So that defensive strength that he has is going to step up even more in this divisional game. I got the Colts taking the W. This game's going to be under 56.
Okay. Both guys have played better, well-rounded this particular year. But some just tell me this ain't going to sneak over. Don't know why I think that way. Because I know that the Texans defense has played a little bit better. The Colts, used to getting like 3, 4, 5 picks a game right now. Yeah. But hey, I'm hoping you can take a couple of them to the house to make sure that it goes over. So, I got the game going over. Moving on to the next, you got the Cardinals and the Rams. The Cardinals are 27 in total yards from the offensive line of scrimmage. And the Rams are ranked 25th. What's your take on this game?
Okay. Upset alert. I'm going to just call it right now. I got this game being under 56, and I got the Rams taking the W. I think if I'm not mistaken, the Rams have 2 wins on the season already. They're about to play a divisional matchup. And I just got them pulling this one out. I think, Flair is clearly trying to step up with those Rams, especially with high stakes. Statistically, it's a very even matchup. I didn't expect the Cardinals defense to give up so much in the passing game. And that's why I got the Rams barely pulling it out, but I got the Rams pulling it out. This game's going to be under 56 for sure.
I like it under. For sure. But these guys have snuck over before. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to stick with the under. And you know what? I think the Cardinals going to pull out a victory. Okay. We got your Patriots. Your Patriots are up. You're 8th in total offense. And the Dolphins are 30th. So we don't know if he's examining, thinking of a career change, coaching change, or whatever. But, to be 30th in the offense, really a shocker. What's your take on this game?
Okay. All right. Here we go. So, the Patriots suck right now, right? As we make this show, we are 1-3, and our 1 win is against the Steelers. I think this game is going to be under 56. Obviously, I got the Patriots taking the W, but statistically speaking, another matchup that's very evenly matched, I think is going to be stick skills necessary in order for the winner to kind of prevail. Whoever has the better stick skills, I think is going to prevail. Tite's offense is ramped up with a good young running back that nobody's talking about. But right now, I think he got like 55, 56 confidence. So he's doing something right this early in the season. And he got that wide receiver duo And that defense is starkly different. It's completely different with all the trades that he made in the offseason. The Patriots, we're using our younger players to their strengths, but they also have weaknesses. I think we got to make some changes in the scheme to stop the run, frankly. I think we're last in stopping the run. And ultimately, I'm going to have to take care of the ball to win this one. I still got the Patriots winning this one. I think we'll play a different game. You might see a different look Patriots. I think it's going to be defensive focus. So I got this game being under 56. Very few turnovers, I hope. But turnovers can change that. I think a few pick sixes can make it go over 56. But I think it's going to be just barely under 56. Pats with the W on this one.
I would agree with the under. But I think that the Dolphins are hungry right now. They should come out with the win. We'll have to wait and see because the Patriots sound like they want to get better too as the season progresses. But I think the team that's the hungriest will come out on top in this game here. But I do see it being under just by watching film and tape. I saw a few games of the Patriots as well as the Dolphins. So we'll see what happens. Moving on to the next, you got the Chiefs, who are 4th in total offense, and the Raiders, who are 22nd in total offense, based on style of play. How you see this game playing out?
I got this game being under 56. I know HBO is hot. I know the Chief has a very efficient offense, but I got the Raiders finding a way to win this game. HBO is now a running back centric team, whether that's running the ball or screening 50 times in a row. He is focused on basically running that ball through his running back. And also, defensively, he's actually pretty good at stopping the run based on statistics. So I think it's going to be an exciting game. I think it's going to be under 56. I got the Raiders pulling it out, especially after he showed some resiliency after that potential upset against the Saints. He came back and got focused and, did what he had to do to pull out the win. And actually, the score doesn't really tell the truth of that game. But ultimately, in this particular matchup, I got the Raiders taking the W. This game's going to be under 56.
You know what? I think what's going to happen is SJ going to jump out and HBO going to have to get back into the game. So if that happens, HBO going to have to do more than just run the ball and dink it off to the running back. So I'm going to go with the over. Something funny going to happen in this game. It has a chance of going under, so I won't bet on it. But I like the over in this game. And the Chiefs come out on top, on the road, in a hostile crowd. So, on to the next game, you got the Chargers and the Bills. The Bills, he's a defensive-minded guy, so no surprise. He's 32nd in total offense right now. And the Chargers are 3rd in total offense. This is a trap game. What's your take on this game?
Yeah, this is a trap game. I just don't think the Chargers is going to fall for the trap. Right? I got the Chargers taking this W. I got this game being under 56. And yes, I do know the Chargers quarterback and running back do come back after a 4-game suspension. So I expect, the defense of the Bills to still be hot as they are right now. I just don't think they'll overcome the speed of the Chargers with a starting quarterback going to those speedy track team wide receivers over there in the Chargers. And I still think that the Bills are getting used to his team, right? He just inherited this team. There's still some learning that needs to be had. And we all know Marizzi. I think, he's a very good user. I just don't think he'll prevail in this particular matchup. It's going to be a close one. Under 56, Chargers with the W.
All right. I like the under a lot. I love the under. Defensive-minded guy. Chargers defense should be good enough to slow him down. And for him, if he can just hold the Chargers 28 points or less, he's done his job. And he probably saying, oh, damn, that's a little too much. So I know how he thinks. So I like it under and the Chargers to win like with a late field goal. We'll go with that. Okay, moving on to the next. I got the Seahawks, who are 16th in total offense. And surprisingly, Bruce is 29th in total offense, but he can win that way.
Right.
What's your take on this game?
Yeah, I got this game being under 56. I got the 49ers pulling it out simply because of what you mentioned, right? Bruce is okay with being last in offense and using that defense to win the game. And on the Seahawks side, they really play hot and cold. Sometimes they're hot, right? They come out hot and they're going up and you're using Taff and those wide receivers to get space and get touchdowns. And sometimes they don't, right? But if they don't in this game, I think the 49ers is going to capitalize on the mistakes go up early, force them to be one dimensional, and then that's all she wrote. So I got this game being under 56 with the 49ers taking the W.
All right, I like the under as well. Man, it's gonna be a good game, man.
It is.
It's gonna be a game. But they're at home. We're gonna ride home field on this one here. You're gonna have the crowd pumped up, and he has the confidence to think he can beat, King Vitamin anytime he steps onto the field. So I'm going with Bruce in the home crowd. Moving on to the next, we got the Saints, who are 18th in total offense. Squire has improved. And the Panthers, who are 12th in total offense from the line of scrimmage. What's your take on this game?
Did you say the Saints were 8th in total offense?
18th.
18th. Okay, I was about to say.
That's still a big surprise.
It is. And the biggest surprise is I think we all need to take a minute to acknowledge that the Saints will not have a top 5 pick this upcoming draft. My man Squire's already got 2 wins on the season, right? Surpassing everybody's expectations. But game-wise, I like the Saints with the advantage, simply because it's a new look team with a tested defense. I think we all know that Squire can play defense, and now, 18th, that offense can actually move the ball somewhat to complement that defense. C-Rob and the Panthers play a chess-style type of game. That's why they have 3 wins. But I think Squire still pulls out the win in this divisional matchup. I think we have a new look Saints we need to erase out of our mind what the old Saints look like. And now we need to take a look at Squire and where he's going to be in high stakes. So I got the Saints winning this one, pulling it out. Obviously, it's a toss-up. I think it's going to be under 56. Saints going to pull it out, though. Don't let me down, Squire.
You know what? You heard it from me first. You're not being C-Rob, man. He's not being C-Rob. And I don't, me, this is about over and under. It's going to go under. But he better have a lot of play, because once C-Rob sees something, it's dead. So if you got that book working, Arizona has a lot of plays or whatever. No lead blocks that much. If any, they got, in shotgun they have it. But he's not being C-Rob. I got the under, and the Panthers going to coast in this game. All right. In terms of betting, we got the spreadsheet ready. You got your 10 G's. Actually, yeah, you can go with 10 G's. 10 G's to start out with. You can go with that. Okay. For your rent money, how much of your 10 G's are you going to pull out the pocket right now? And what game is it going to be?
I will put 2 stacks of the 10 G's on the Jets versus the Browns over 56. Lock me in. I think that's going to be a shootout. Both offenses is like I said, they averaging 45 points or more, both of them. So I think it's going to be a shootout. You can lock me in on that one. I like the odds on that one for sure.
Okay. All right. So now you gonna do a parlay too, or you just going with the 2 G's?
Yeah. Nah, I'll do a parlay.
Okay.
I'm a betting man.
You're gonna go parlay.
4-game parlay. I'm gonna have to go with the Eagles versus the Lions under.
Eagles?
I'm gonna have to go with the Jags versus the Ravens under. I'm gonna have to go with the Saints versus Panthers under. And my final game, the Colts versus Texans under. So my entire 4-game parlay is under. I think it's a lot of defense played lately because of high stakes coming up. So confident in that.
Okay.
Got it.
So I do agree with the Jets over on the 2 G's. Those over and over some more. For sure. So yeah, we're gonna have our 2 G's on the same team this year. Or the same game, I should say. Okay. Now, I'm gonna ride on the 14 parlay. I got some unders too. I like the Cards to go under. That should be good. I even like the Seahawks and the 49ers to go under.
What? Even with them fast receivers of the Seahawks, they could be hot. Could be a different game.
All right. Bruce got my back on this one here. We'll see what happens. And you know what? I'm going to stick to my Eagles game plan. I know you got it going under, but I'm going to go over Eagles. I'm going to go over Eagles. And like I said, this ain't nothing but $100, so I ain't tripping. But I like the Eagles over. Okay, let's see here. And then, got to pick one more for sure. So with that being said, who can I trust? You know what? I'm going to put all this trust into the under for us to Jacksonville and the Ravens.
Okay, that's fair.
The Ravens. Ravens under. So there you have it. So basically, we're risking $2,100 a piece. So we'll see who come up and get the big head start or whatever. And before we close the show, the trivia question of the day, I got to talk about a few teams on what you think they high stake. What's your prediction on like how many games they might win or whatever. The over and under be 8. Okay. Do you see Flair of the Rams winning more than 8 games, just 8 games, or under 8 games?
Is that in high stakes or is that right now?
High stakes.
High stakes.
Is he gonna be over, under, or push for 8 games?
I think he's gonna be under 8 games. I think that division is quietly tough, right? You got the Cardinals, I think, in that division, and the 49ers in that division. So, and I think also the Seahawks. I could be wrong, but I think the Seahawks in that division. I think that division gonna be extremely tough to come out of, especially during high stakes. I think everybody gonna give their all, and I just don't think Flair is gonna be in that top 2. In that division specifically. So I'm going to have to comfortably bet on under for that one during high stakes.
Yeah, I'm most slightly under too. I thought about 8 games push, but he might win about 6.
Right.
So I'm gonna go under too. Okay. Another suspicious team. Nobody don't know where they're gonna land. Let's pull out the Jets. The Jets. Can the Jets win more than 8 games, less than 8 games, or a push?
In high stakes, I think that the Jets could push. Now, and I'm only saying this, and again, as you all know, I don't like anybody in my division. Maurizi, the division, I officially don't like you right now. But for the Jets, I think that me and him, we always go neck and neck. He always finds a way to pull out one on me. He always finds a way to pull out one on Tight. And it's yet to be seen how he's going to fare against Maurizi, although I like him in that matchup. That being said, that's about 6 wins off the jump just in his division potentially. Outside of the division, I got him winning more than that. So I think, I'm not going to give him the over because I think I'm going to be over. But I'm going to give him the push on this one.
Yeah, I got the over. I think 9 wins, 10 wins might be coming his way. Come high stakes. So I say over. Another suspicious team would be the New York Giants. Over, under, or 8 games?
That's going to be under, man. I mean, you got the bus, Super Bowl winning bus. You got the Cowboys that we all know about. And you got the Eagles who can really light up a scoreboard if you let them. I don't really think the Eagles' record shows how good he actually is because of his division. And that's why I think the Giants is going to be at the bottom, trying to pick up the crumbs from the top 3 teams, man. I got that one being under 8 games.
Okay. Last but not least, we got one more. And I really got, before we move on to that one, I got it going under 2. The Giants will be close in some of these games, but it's just I haven't seen a skill set yet to say he's going to win 8+ games. I just don't see it. And like you said, come high stakes time, there might just be 6 losses right there.
Right.
In the division alone. So we'll see what happens. But last but not least, I'm going to go with HBO and the Raiders. Very suspicious team. 8 games. Is he going to win 8 games? Push or be under 8 games?
Yo, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, man. I think HBO is going to be over 8 games, bro. I think he's going to be over 8 games. If you keep feeding and giving that ball to that running back, allowing the receivers to make plays when necessary, and he keep his stifling defense up, I think he'll be over 8 games. I think he might pull one against Sweets, maybe against Sweets. I think he'll split with SJ, and I think he'll split with the Chargers. But I think where the bulk of his wins will come will be outside of his division, because nobody really knows how to play HBO really outside of his division. When you play man and you watch for the screens, he somehow finds a way to get the screen off. If you play zone, you know what I mean? He'll do that kind of cheesy stuff with Rugg. And I'm not saying he cheats, but I just think he'll pull out more than 8 games in high stakes, man. That's a compliment to you, H. So, yeah, I got HBO winning more than 8 games in high stakes, man. Believe it or not.
I'm gonna go with a push. I think this could be maybe an 8-8 season for him. We'll see, but like you said, we don't know. Very, very kind of like probably might be the just a wild card team. Could get a playoff spot. I mean, it could very easily happen. You know, but you know, and he just running the ball well now. He's passing the ball well. I think what's gonna happen and what's gonna be the key is next year, season 29. That's gonna tell it all. If he finished last in his division for 2029 season, then yeah, you're gonna really be looking at over 8 wins. But if he come out and come up second in his division or first or whatever, it's gonna give him a first place schedule, then that could hurt his chances because now you get yourself a real tough schedule. It happens sometimes. Not saying people gonna lose and tank to get an easy schedule or whatever like that, but it happens. You know, so season 2029 gonna really set up the stage for everything.
Absolutely.
All right, before we end the show, anything else you want to say to the league?
Nah, man, you know we're gonna keep them coming, man. Y'all highlight us. Y'all want to jump on? I hope y'all liking the show. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share. Y'all highlight us, man.
All right. Good luck to everyone. You know, on the verge of going to high stakes. Hope everybody having fun. Get your team ready. It's gonna be a showdown, and the truth's gonna come out in high stakes. Be ready. We out.
Peace.